Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we are going to be going over the all-new 2023 Nissan Z. Now, the lighting in here is not perfect. We're actually at Pikes Peak International Raceway, and obviously there's a bunch of people that want to see this car. We need a little bit of privacy, so we're going to have to make do with what we have. But in today's video, we're going to do a quick walk around here with the new Z, and with all that being said, let's get into the video. So under the hood of the new Z, we have a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that goes through either a 9-speed automatic transmission or a 6-speed manual. Power outputs are 400 horsepower and then 350 pound-feet of torque. I love how they have the bracing right there across the middle, and then obviously you got to flex the twin-turbo, so it says V6 twin-turbo right there. But yeah, that's everything for under the hood. Now let's go over the front end of the new Z. First off, I love this blue color. I've decided that we're gonna call it Bluetiful. But anyways, something that's really cool about this blue color is it really accents the different body lines. You can see here in the center of the hood, definitely a cool accent piece. Now coming down below, we've got the full LED lights here with the projector bulb there in the center. And then notice with the Nissan logo, how they have the white accenting right there. And then coming off to the side, notice that they kind of just made everything smooth. Obviously, it is pretty aggressive there at the bottom portion, but not crazy fussy, and also not tons of fake venting like we have on some other cars in this segment. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But anyways, going to the rest of the front grille, just looks absolutely fantastic, and this really does look like a retro modern version of the older Z cars, and it looks just fantastic. And you guys can see from every angle there on the front end, absolutely love it. It's just killer. Now coming around the side here, we've got two 55mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front, and then two 75mm tires, again wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the back. So a little bit of a staggered setup, and just look how massive the brake rotors are, and I love how the calipers are painted red. It actually accents the blue very nicely. And then as for the wheel design itself, notice how they did thinner spokes and a lot of them, so it just looks really cool. I think that's just kind of like a signature of sports cars like this. And yeah, other than that, I just think it looks perfect. And also the coloration on it just really nicely accents the rest of this particular car, again finished in what we are calling Bluetiful. But anyways, going from that, notice the bodywork here on the side, and again just notice how smooth everything is. Obviously that's going to help out with aerodynamics, but also it just makes the car look a whole lot cleaner. Again, it's not fussy all over the place, and this side angle, I think this might be the best angle. Don't get me wrong, the front end just looks absolutely fantastic, but just right here, again, this side angle I think is just absolute perfection with all of the body lines, especially that sharp line you can see right there across the side. I think it just really knocks it out of the park. Now notice that this one does have the two-tone package, so we've got the black mirrors here, we've got the whole black roof as well, we've got the Z logo there on the back. Got really cool door handles. We'll get into those in just a moment. And then notice the gas cap there on the side, absolutely gigantic. Actually super similar to what the Supra has. The Supra actually has a gigantic gas cap, so I guess that's like a thing in this segment, is you have to do gigantic gas caps, but that's everything for the side. Now popping here into the cargo area with the new Z, it's actually really spacious from a cargo perspective, and it actually kind of has the same layout as what you get in a lot of like mid-engine cars with the storage space. Just looks really cool. Notice that it is a little bit more on the shallow side, but I mean the fact that it goes so far back I think is just perfect, and I guess that this could officially be like your grocery getter car, because again storage space is great, and I mean who needs a passenger, so you could also use the passenger seat as well. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for that part. Let's go over everything in the rear with the new Z. So first off, notice how they did the retro styling again with the taillights, and I just love how this is all blacked out and kind of all goes together. Notice you've got the backup camera there, and you guys already saw that just below the Nissan logo, well kind of like integrated into it, is the release for the hatch. Got the Z logo right there, parking sensors integrated here along the back. I love the look of the exhaust tips, just look how cool that is. Again, kind of has that like retro theme, all blacked out here on the bottom portion with the diffuser, and yeah, just look at that. Super great. And then notice here we've got the kind of like lower profile spoiler that is body painted. And then the last thing I want to mention is just look at those hips. I guess we can say that the hips don't lie, because yeah, again, looks great. Again, I still think the side angle is the best, but I mean, look at that. So here's the door panel with the new Z. First off, notice the door handle itself is really cool. We've got the vent there on the side, and then you guys already saw the outside door handle as well. We've got the Alcantara here, and then notice we actually have some leather integrated on the door panel as well. We've got the controls there for the windows, the door lock and unlock, the mirror controls, the speaker for the Bose sound system. We've got the Z logo right there. And now the seats are actually power adjustable, so you've got these manual adjustments right there, but the seat adjustments are here in the center to actually move the seat, which is similar to what you had with the 370Z. But anyways, let's talk about these seats. Look how fantastic those look here in the blue with the Alcantara down the center. Bolsterings on is really nice, and then on top of that, these seats are actually really soft, very comfortable to sit in, which is a huge plus. And then notice we've got the pedals down below. Again, 3-pedal layout because it's a manual. Got our stability control right there, and there's one more look before we pop in. Normally this is where I close the door, but for lighting purposes, we're gonna leave the doors open so that there's a little bit of extra light here. But here is the steering wheel in the new Z. So notice we've got the Z logo there in the center portion, and notice that we've got the volume controls right here. We've got this for the radio stations, phone controls over here, and notice it actually has adaptive cruise control, which, I mean, again, this is like a high-performance sports car, but still has adaptive cruise control. We've got the light control stalk right there that also is the turn signal indicator, and then also over here we've got the windshield wiper stalk. But overall, I like the steering. One thing I do want to mention is it's very light, like super light with the steering feel. Now here's the center gauge cluster with the new Z. Notice that you've got some menus over there on the left side where you can get basic vehicle information, and also you've got the G-force chart. I absolutely love how the RPMs look there in the center, and I'll kind of give it a little baby rev so you guys can kind of see how the gauge moves, and yeah, just how it says Z there in the center. I think that looks great. And then notice you've got some other gauges there for like engine oil temperature, water temperature, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's everything for the gauge cluster. I think they nail it. Like, that's what you'll be looking at if you own a Z. We've got more auxiliary gauges here at the top, which again is kind of like another retro thing and another thing I love about the Z. Now the one thing that I will mention is, notice here at the whole top of the dash is kind of like harder touch material, but again, it's not like you're really gonna touch it, so it doesn't really matter material wise, but I thought I'd at least mention that. And then notice down below we've got the hazard lights with a couple of the vents, and the actuation on them is actually pretty cool. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, we're actually gonna pop into reverse, so I'll show you guys how to get into the reverse with the new Z, but we actually do have a backup camera, and you guys can see that we've got the trajectory lines on it, and when we turn the steering wheel, the lines actually do turn with the camera itself. This isn't obviously the greatest example because we're inside and the lighting's not great, but I mean, at least you guys get to see the camera. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, this is Nissan's newer unit, and so response time on the infotainment system is great. It comes with GPS, for example. You can pair your phone to it as well. You've got a bunch of analog controls here at the bottom that are like shortcut buttons. So for example, if you want to go to the map, well, you press that and you guys can see we're in Colorado. And then you also have like that for the camera, all that. And then you've got your regular radio dials on either side. And I feel like it's very nicely integrated into the dash. So yeah, just really good job overall with all of that. So we've got the climate controls down here. We do have just a single zone climate. And then notice we've got little USBs right there. We can do some extra charging. We've got some storage space. And then this actually does come with the rev match downshift. You can see we've got a little button there for it. And then our engine stop start button. And then we've got the 6-speed manual shifter right here. So first off, the throws on this are actually relatively short. I put them like right in the middle, and then the reverse lockout, like I said, to show you guys, push down and then go all the way over, and then that'll pop it into reverse. We'll actually have to go like, it's super far over. You'll accidentally, like, just make sure, like, obviously the camera will pop up, but yeah, it's like really far over. But overall, the transmission feels great with this. It's actually a carryover from the 370Z, so if you've driven that, then you guys will be very familiar with this transmission. You know it's a great unit, and it just kind of has like that older school, like visceral feel, which is exactly what I would want if I was getting a car like this. We've got our heated seat controls here in the center, and then that is for the rear hatch to open it. We've got our random cup holder right here, and then we've got the center console as well, and you guys probably noticed there's another cup holder. We get our traditional brake right here, which, I mean, I guess that means you can do slides. Notice we've got more of that leather trim, and then the passenger seat is identical to the driver's seat. And you guys probably noticed with the blue down here, and then you can see we've got our regular glove box with that. And I just love all of the little accents here on the interior. And then finishing things here at the very top, notice that you kind of have like that bubble-ish roof design, and I'll show you guys the roof when I do like the one last walk around with the car. But notice how like kind of is a little bit lower here in the center than on the driver and passenger side. It is raised pretty well. And if you guys are wondering, I'm 6 foot and I fit in this car very comfortably. So I feel like even if you're like 6'4", 6'5", you could still fit in the Z, which is great. And then also got like light controls, mirror, all that kind of stuff. And that's all for the top. Now here's just one last walk around here with the Z, and also with the doors open, so you guys can kind of see what that looks like. And it's actually pretty cool how they've angled everything. And I guess we've got some really loud cars outside, so you know, enjoy the exhaust note. But yeah, like I said, from every single angle, this car just looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, definitely, in like I said, in person, proportions, everything, it is perfect. Now that's going to sum things up for our video here on the new 2023 Nissan Z. Super excited to get some drive time with this car. Hopefully in the near future, we'll see what happens. But as always, I'll see all of you guys in that next video.